This towering, imposing, and creepy monster is packed full of incredible building techniques. And honestly, it's just a sight to behold. It's one of the best LEGO creations I've ever seen, so let's take a deep dive and examine all the awesomeness that's packed into this LEGO creation. Let's go. This is Centipede Plague Mech Omnicron by Anthony Wilson. And I mean, just look at it, it's freaking sick. I mean, check out this exquisite layering of magenta Technic panels on the front of the MOC. Isn't this just like the perfect way to build a bug-like exoskeleton? And what a striking color that they've used as well. Like, the entire color scheme of this MOC is just stunning, using magenta, trans bright green, black, and a few other different shades of gray. These colors just grab you and demand your attention. Couple that with the huge size of this beast and the other like sinister qualities of it, and baby, you've got something very special. This is how you build a scary villainous monster. But moving back to those magenta Technic panels. This is a pretty interesting piece. So here it is on Bricklink. This piece only appears in one set in magenta. It's called Eclipso's Dark Palace. It's from the DC Superhero Girls wave of LEGO sets. And honestly, this piece isn't even that much of a focal point on the set. They're just kind of shoved onto the sides here. Now, this set came out in 2017, and I remember at the time seeing these in clearance bins for ages. So because of that, this piece isn't really that expensive. It sells for like 40, maybe 50 cents maximum. So it's pretty easy to get a good handful of these pieces, and then you could build something pretty similar. But seeing them used here, I think it's actually a good reminder. Pay attention to some of the unique pieces that appear in some of these clearance sets. It's the perfect excuse to snap up some of these cheaper sets and get good pieces like this. Anytime you can get epic pieces for a cheaper price, it's always a good thing. So pay attention to those clearance bins, there might be some hidden gems in there. Anyway, so this bug-like carapace has got a really wonderful organic vibe to it, and it matches real-world creatures that we see in nature. And sure, there are other brilliant bug-like qualities all over this MOC, but the way that Anthony has balanced these insect features with other robotic elements, well, it's rad and it's such a cool balance. I mean, look at this back design, for example. Plenty of wires and tubes and engines and all sorts of different things sticking out. But then there's also this blend of living organisms. We've got pods with zamispheres that look like eggs. It's starting to look like something straight out of a horror movie. Some sort of weird science experiment, making this hideous cyborg creature. It is such a distinct, creepy, and frankly awesome look that I've kind of never seen other people accomplish in LEGO form. You know you've got a good MOC going on when you build something that no one else has managed to pull off. And by the way, those gross egg pods that run along the side of the torso, they use these trans bright green windscreen pieces. Now, these appeared on this specific Atlantis set, and I believe a few others as well. That's a pretty clever part use. Now, let's continue these horror vibes. Now, looking at the legs, the way that Anthony has used these invasion from below spikes, in conjunction with a few different large wedge pieces, like these ones here, well, first off, it's lovely to see a multitude of pieces pairing very well with these invasion from below spikes. And it's great to see that as a result, you can so effectively pull off varying sizes of these scuttling legs. It's just a really cool leg design. I mean, every part of this MOC is just so cool. Let's go back to this back design. This greebled machine-like look of this area is beyond cool. These hexagon shapes, I think they're a wonderful addition, and the repeated pattern of them all along the back, it's just so visually pleasing. Now, this appears to be made with the use of these modified plates, and the edges there, they allow you to build off of both sides. So you can slap on some plates like these ones, and then you end it off with these cheese slopes, and you get this cool hexagon pattern. Great design. Couple that with the different wheel pieces that we see up top in a few varying sizes, and you get the coolest looking back design. Alright, now we've been talking about this brilliant blend of techno and organic aesthetics. Well, there's another area here of blending which just looks so pretty. See how Anthony has included this color gradient on the torso? Doesn't that just look really nice? I have no idea what it's meant to represent, but it looks pretty cool, doesn't it? And hey, sometimes the rule of cool, that's all you need. You don't need justification, it looks cool, that's all that matters. Something else that looks pretty cool is this neck design. So it uses some of these round plate pieces with the hole through the middle, and repeating them there a bunch, you get a great segmented design. And it bridges into that head in all the right ways. Plus, I love the inclusion of these Ninjago swords on the mouth area. Adding these was just the perfect finishing touch, and it fits the overall aesthetic of this MOC so well. Oh, and these pieces appeared in these Ninjago sets here, and it was a weapon piece used on some of the villain characters. Now, when I spoke to Anthony about this creation with him at Brickvention last year, he mentioned how helpful dish pieces like these ones in magenta are. He said he uses them all the time when building MOCs, and actually we went to some of the vendors there at Brickvention and ended up buying even more dishes, just brilliant pieces. And he's right to think that, by the way. I mean, just looking at them here, these pieces complement the Technic panels so nicely, and they also complement the CCBS armor piece just nearby those dishes. It's great to see system pieces complementing both Bionicle and Technic pieces so well. So if you don't have any dishes, maybe you should invest in some. We'll finish off now by taking a look at the greebles on this thin but rad arm design. The base of this appears to be a regular prefab CCBS bone piece like this one here, but Anthony has decked it out with all kinds of crazy pieces like these black ingots, this minifigure radio piece here, a lovely inclusion, as well as some plates with bars on the end and then flags attached to it. And look at it! Only a few pieces added, but it makes this boring standard limb piece look so much more interesting. What a lovely design. So yeah, it's fair to say Anthony has made something really special here. It's got such a distinct and cool look, and every square inch of it is packed with brilliant building techniques. What a masterpiece, and what an absolute pleasure to see this in person. And hey, speaking of seeing Anthony's stuff, you can check out some of the other builds that he's made over on his social media. I'll have links to all of his work in the description below, so be sure to check him out, give him a like, give him a follow, because you definitely need to see some of the other incredible work that this guy has built. He's easily one of the best builders in this community. So I hope you enjoyed this deep dive look at this incredible LEGO creation, and hopefully it gave you some inspiration for your own future builds as well. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Happy building, and bye for now.